Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Custom by Cody, and I'm Cody. And today we are taking a look at some upcoming indie video games that caught my attention, and I think you'll like them too. These indie games are set to release in March 2025. So without further ado, let's get into it. First on our list, releasing into early access on March 4th, is Seekers of Skyveil. And I must say, the thing that caught my attention with this game is the game's genre and the art direction. I think the genre has a lot of potential, and the developers have clearly implemented their art style for the game in an effective way. Being developed and published by Elodie Games. Seekers of Skyveil is a PvPvE MOBA extraction game that focuses on team-based top-down combat with extraction gameplay elements. Here's a quick rundown for the game. As a PvPvE MOBA extraction game, Seekers of Skyveil will have us choosing heroes from a roster of unique personalities and gameplay styles, where you will then team up with a squad of 3 and then venture into expeditions into the dangerous world of Skyveil in search of riches and loot in hopes to make your hero more powerful. You will then have to decide when it is time to extract in order to bring back everything that you have collected. You will then use that loot to power up your hero and then set out again on a new expedition for greater rewards. Alright, so let's dive a bit deeper and take a look at the features for the game. In Seekers of Skyveil, the combat will revolve around facing off against tough PvE encounters while also having to contend with PvP against other Seekers. The game emphasizes a MOBA-inspired combat system where the combat will be skill-based, so you'll have to master your aiming, timings, and rotation of your hero's abilities. The combat will be top-down battles with unique hero abilities leading to thrilling team fights. The game is planning to try and make the combat encounters to be dynamic. You'll be able to use the environment to help assist you in your endeavors, be it using tall brush and line of sight to stealth your way to your objectives, or to plan ambushes against other Seekers, using the environment to plan attacks or set up defensible locations, or you can throw caution to the wind and engage in head-on-head thrilling brawls with enemy teams. A core design pillar of the game is Big Rest, Big Reward. During expeditions in Skyveil, you will be looting for riches and gear in order to make your hero more powerful. With this game having extraction mechanics and systems, you and your team will need to decide extract early or push deeper for greater rewards. You will be collecting loot off mobs and bosses in the environment, chests, as well as other players. Making your hero more powerful is essentially your primary goal. You'll be doing this with the loot you've successfully extracted with. You can gather rare materials and craft powerful items to help venture deeper. With the game launching into early access, there will be 3 distinct maps, and each with their own unique randomized areas, events, and ever-changing threats. On the game's website, the developers have briefly mentioned their monetization for the game. They state the game is going to be a free-to-play model, but once they've added content and features that they will be looking to monetize the game so that they can continue supporting the development and the team. This may include adding a base price for the game and or other monetization features or content like cosmetics, but will stay clear of any pay-to-win features. I do like hearing studios and developers say that they are against a pay-to-win model. It's just, I don't know. I don't like it. It doesn't feel fun, and it's good to see studios are still implementing that. The game looks fun and is offering something unique with the MOBA and extraction genre. I always find it refreshing when studios shake things up and try something new. I am looking forward to seeing where this game ends up. Seekers of Skyveil is set to release into early access on March 4th. Next up on our list is a unique casual sim strategy game that gives me Tycoon vibes. Releasing on March 6th is 2 Point Museum. Being developed by 2 Point Studios and published by Sega. 2 Point Museum is a fun, casual museum sim strategy game. At first glance, as a fledgling curator, 2 Point Museum will have us designing, managing, and developing our very own museum set with different themes. Taking a closer look at the game, 2 Point Museum will feature a number of fun management sim systems. There will be 5 unique main museums to manage. These include a prehistory museum, an aquarium museum, a supernatural museum, a science museum, and a space museum. On top of these 5 museums, there will also be 3 pop-up museums with their own set of tasks and challenges. And there will also be a sandbox mode where you can build your very own museum to your heart's content. A fun thing the game will have is exploring for exhibits. You will need to send out your team and your staff of experts to find and preserve artifacts that then you can have on display to show all your guests. There will be over 200 plus exhibits for you to discover for your museums. With this being a management sim, there will also be a level of creative freedom you have to decorate your museums as you see fit. Once decorated to your liking, you can then arrange museum tours to enrich your guests' experience. Since we are a museum, we will need donations to keep the lights on and to pay your staff. By exceeding your guests' expectations, you can keep them engaged, leading to longer visits, increased donations, and even receive glowing reviews from them. The more donations you earn, the more you are able to explore for exhibits and the more decorative items you can afford. Keeping those guests happy will be the key to success for your museum. To me, the game looks fun and looks like a chill experience that you can enjoy over a period of time. On top of that, I like the art direction the game went with. It always is enjoyable when a game has a good art direction. 2 Point Museum is looking to release on March 4th. Now, I am a sucker for a good indie game that has good pixel art. This next game is a cute, sudsy idler sim. Prepare to wash, dry, and fold laundry. Bao's Cozy Laundromat is set to release on March 6th. Being developed and published by Destroyer Doggo. Bao's Cozy Laundromat is a casual, cozy sim strategy game where you'll be running a laundromat full of pandas. So here is the brief overview of the game. From humble beginnings, we will help Bao bring her dream into reality. We will help her manage the laundromat and transform it into a bustling haven of cleanliness and charm. We need to manage our panda staff, our customers, and create a space that feels like home. Looking into the features of the game, as you and Bao work together, you will be able to add all sorts of touches to the laundromat. There will be cozy furniture to collect, snack machines to keep the waiting customers happy, and lush leafy plants to help breathe life into the atmosphere. As we play, there will be other pandas that can join and be employed at our laundromat, with each one bringing their own unique special touch. A unique feature the game will have is that the game can also be played as an idler game. Basically, that means you can let it run in the background without the need of interacting with it too much. You don't need to worry about everything falling apart if you happen to need to get up and go. On top of that, the game will feature 10 beautiful lo-fi soundtracks designed to help create perfect cozy atmosphere for a laid-back experience. Honestly, this actually sounds wonderful, like a really nice and peaceful way to unwind. If only laundromats were this relaxing. I remember one time we had a hurricane come by and knock out our power for 9 days. And then when the city's power got restored, it was a hectic mess at the laundromats here. It was quite crazy. Another feature which sounds interesting is that you'll be able to connect this game to your stream on Twitch, and you can let your audience chat directly through the different walking around pandas. And they can also control the cats that are actually wandering around your laundromat. Bao's Cozy Laundromat looks like an enjoyable, cozy experience, and I'm about it. Bao's Cozy Laundromat is releasing on March 6th. Now, this next game here is going to be releasing into early access, and it looks to be a promising action-adventure RPG. Dragonkin, the Banished, is releasing into early access on March 6th. Developed by Eco Software and published by Nacon. Dragonkin, the Banished is a top-down action-adventure role-playing game that focuses on legendary heroes, a unique upgrade system, and a world fit for exploration. So, here's the brief overview of the game. In Dragonkin the Banished, you play as one of 3 legendary heroes, with more to come in the future, in an effort to fight back the corruption brought on by the dragons. You will fight your way through waves of enemies, upgrading your abilities in the game's ancestral grid system, explore the world, and develop a city during your adventures. So let's dive a little bit deeper here. First up is the legendary heroes we can pick from. Currently, when the game launches into early access, there will be 3 heroes to choose from. The current roadmap for the game does show a new hero, so theoretically, the game could be adding many heroes in the future. But for right now, there is 3. They are the Barbarian, the Oracle, and the Knight. So here's the backstory for the Barbarian. Following a dangerous traditional ritual, he became a dragon blood, half man, half monster. His supernatural strength and ice powers, combined with legendary rage, allow him to defeat the toughest of enemies. Here's the backstory for the Oracle. Metamorphed by the blood of the blue dragon, without losing her humanity, she aspires to a world where dragons and humans can live in harmony. She uses her electric draconic powers with precision and can amplify them using her visions. And here's the story for the Knight. Trained in combat from a young age, he masters the fire lance with unparalleled skill. His unwavering faith in the eternal and his unwavering determination make him impervious to any draconic corruption. He presents himself as a light that will banish the darkness. Personally, I'm getting Pally vibes with this hero. The game is going to have a hexagonal grid system for your hero skills. It looks to be a new approach to a skill tree, really, which offers you the ability to alter and morph your skills depending on where you build your skill tree. You will acquire skills as combat loot and strategically place them in the grid next to a wide range of modifiers. If you optimize each position, it will define your fighting style and your hero will become more powerful. Each hero has their own grid and various combinations of abilities and modifiers. The world of Dragonkin is going to be big. You will be traversing jungles, ancient islands, toxic swamps, vast plains, snowy landscapes, volcanic environments, and many more settings. As you explore, you will discover what the world has to offer. Each region has its own culture, with monsters lurking everywhere, each possessing abilities and elements, like ice, poison, fire, electricity, that set them apart, as well as resources you can use to upgrade your hero. The developers are saying the world of Dragonkin is constantly changing, and each mission is a new game experience. You can re-explore areas you have visited in the past to see them in a whole new light. You may encounter weather, so essentially rain, fog, storms, depending on your mission. During your adventures, nestled in the heart of the mountains, safe from the dragons and their roars, lies a huge city. And this is humanity's last bastion. The city grows and changes based on your decision and discoveries. As you progress, you decide which area of its development to focus on. Upgrade your buildings, welcome new inhabitants, and find equipment and additional services to transform this refuge into a genuine haven for humanity. I have a strong sense that this will serve as your hero's main hub, where you will be able to upgrade your skill and gear. I always like it when games give you a sizable area that you can customize and upgrade to make your own. It should be interesting to see you being able to make a city, which kind of sounds cool. With the game launching into early access, the developers have provided a roadmap outlining what their plans are for the future development and content for the game. I'll leave an image up on the screen now, for a few seconds there, and you can pause the video and take a look at it. It does look like the developers are promising a lot for the game's future, so that is exciting. Again, Dragonkin the Banished looks promising, and I hope the game is a success. If you're into ARPGs, then this title might be for you. Dragonkin the Banished is releasing into early access on March 6th. Next on our list, this game looks like a fun, weird, and interesting shooter. It looks to change the first-person shooter genre, which is neat. Releasing on March 6th is FragPunk, developed and published by Bad Guitar Studio. FragPunk is a fast-paced 5v5 hero-based first-person shooter featuring power-up cards that bend and change the rules of combat. At first glance, FragPunk on the surface looks like a typical first-person shooter, but on closer inspection, FragPunk looks to do something very different with the first-person shooter genre. The game is hero-based, not class-based, that aims to change the gameplay with power-up cards during matches. Boasting that no 2 rounds of FragPunk will be the same, there are over 100 power-up cards with an activatable selection that changes every round, creating new and unique combinations that create infinite possibilities during combat. The power-up cards can amplify your jump height, reverse the roles of attackers and defenders, engulf your bullets in flame, or turn them into chain lightning, and some cards even can resurrect you and your team. The developers state that the rounds in this game are going to go fast, estimating that each round would last around 2.5 minutes. It is a fast-paced shooter. There are 12 heroes with diverse abilities. You can customize your weapon loadout with up to 17 to choose from. Combine that with your power-up cards, and you can have a very unique and customized personal combat style. The game is going for immersive maps and vibrant visuals. The developers are aiming for rich map designs with a mixed art style, blending realistic and stylized textures. I like that the developers are really trying something new here. With that said, I think my days of Twitch shooting may be over, but I am glad that this game is being developed, and I'll definitely give it a try. I am curious to see how game-changing each match will be. FragPunk is releasing on March 6th. All right, let me ask you something here real quick. Are you a naturalist? Do you enjoy all things nature? How about frogs? How do you feel about those amphibians? This next game looks to be a fun indie game about frogs. Mudborne is releasing on March 20th. Developed by L-Razor and T-Engineers and published by Future Friends Games. So let's give a quick round of applause for this indie dev duo. Mudborne is a casual nature frog management sim about discovering and breeding frogs. A brief overview has our frog character awakening from hibernation, only to discover that your pond has been abandoned. You will need to explore and find genetic keys of new species to help restore the lost population of your pond. Here are the deets of this little indie frog game. You have finally reached your life goal of becoming a fully developed frog. You are no longer a tadpole. You can catch and eat delicious bugs, collect and chase tiny little frogs. Through the power of genetic engineering, you can modify frogs to create weird and wonderful new species in order to progress further in your frog journey. There will be a farming system with mushrooms that you can grow and cultivate that all have all sorts of strange effects. You will need to utilize the frogs to uncover secrets and to power your machines. There will be puzzles to solve in both the waking world and the dream world. Ultimately, you are trying to restore the population of your frog pond. Mudborne focuses on genetic manipulation and generational puzzles to create and discover all sorts of frog species, with experimentation being encouraged. I do like seeing people help out the environment, and on this game's Steam page and website, the developers do state a portion of the money made from the game will be donated towards national and international amphibian, wetlands, and other environmental charities, which is, really kind of them. So that's good for them. Good on them. Mudborne looks like a unique, fun frog nature sim, and I am looking forward to the game. Mudborne is set to release on March 20th. Last on our list for the month of March comes a unique roguelike set in an alternative World War II setting. Grit and Valor 1949 is releasing on March 26th. Being developed by Milky Tea Studios and published by Megabit Publishing. Grit and Valor 1949 is a diesel punk real-time tactics roguelike set in an alternative history World War II. Grit and Valor 1949 will put you in command of an elite mech squadron where you will battle the evil Axis forces to liberate Europe. You will need to think fast, upgrade your mechs and your pilots, and develop new strategies to neutralize the enemy HQ. Looking closer at the game, World War II did not end in 1995 in this universe. The war has raged on into 1949. Europe is under the clutches of the mechanized Axis. You play as a survivor in the Resistance, regrouping under the new flag of hope. Your mission is to help turn the tide of war and liberate Europe in mechs. You will be deploying your mech squad and commanding them in real time to fend off waves of enemies. Each new battlefield presents a new challenge with unique combinations of adversaries and terrain. Think fast to use higher ground and cover, exploit enemy weaknesses, and utilize tactical advantages to withstand the assault while defending your command vehicle. Each region will have a boss battle where you'll be facing off against overwhelming odds, waves upon waves of battle-hardened enemies, hazards, and a gigantic boss mech. Victory is not always going to be assured. If you happen to find yourself on the losing end of a battle, don't fret. You will regroup at the Resistance base, rebuild and upgrade your squad, and redeploy. There will be a leveling and upgrade system in the game. You will earn scrap and valor on each field, which can then be used to upgrade your mechs and level up your mech pilots. I think the game looks cool and fun. I do enjoy tactical strategy games, and this game looks to offer something new in an interesting setting. I am digging the art style where the battlefield fights are in 3D and then back at the base you have some really nice looking 2D art. Grit and Valor 1949 is set to release on March 26th. Okay, so that is it, everyone. Those are some of the indie video games that are releasing in March and caught my attention. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you made it this far in the video, first of all, thank you so much for checking it out. It does mean a lot to me. And second, I would like to hear your thoughts and opinions. Let me know down below if any of the games that I talked about today interest you, and if I missed any indie games that you are excited for. Any upcoming games that you can think of that I did not include. That's going to be it for me today, everyone. Until next time, keep on keeping, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.